Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Of course, the Steelers news, about the O-line, of course, and about Courtland Sutton rumors that's going around. I'm going to start off first with the O-line. As you know, the Steelers draft, or the NFL draft, I said Steelers draft, but the NFL draft happened, of course, last week on Thursday through Saturday, and we've seen a lot of great selections happen. I think Omar Khan did a very good job in the draft and getting us some solid guys up front, some good guys up front, and also adding a playmaker to our receiver room and Roman Wilson as well. So we're going to see what happens and what the Steelers do. As you know, training camp is about to start up, mini camps, OTAs, all that stuff is about to start happening up. So we're going to see how these guys fare in our offense, in our defense, in our schemes and stuff. So first thing first, of course, you know, our O-line hasn't really been that good the past few years. I think the past 3 years, especially that first year, that Big Ben last season here, our O-line was awful. Najee Harris rushed for over 1,000 yards, had 1,200 yards that year, but I'm surprised he got that based off his like pure will and guts, of course, like that. But that O-line that year was probably one of the worst I've seen in recent history. And then the year after that, the O-line got a little better. That's the second half of the season, but overall it was still bad. Now last year the O-line improved a lot, but it still had a lot of gaps and a lot of holes to fill. And we've seen that the Steelers went out there and did a good job this year's draft and adding those pieces. I remember the old days when we had, of course, David Castro, Alejandro Villanueva. We had who else was on there? Marquise Pouncey, a future Hall of Famer. You know, we also had Foster on there. We also had what's his name, Marcus Gilbert and stuff. Yeah, we had like a solid O-line. Our O-line was able to generate just like some great things like that out there. Le'Veon Bell was a all-pro, first-team all-pro multiple times. He was able to run the ball with Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. When D'Angelo Williams got in the backfield, all different type of people was in the backfield, was able to run the ball well. Even in that 1 year where Le'Veon Bell sat out, our O-line was still good. We had James Conner go out there, and he was running very hard for us too as well. So the O-line was like a stable force in the Steelers, and we were able to push and make playoff appearances and get to the playoffs and win playoff games. But ever since the O-line kind of like decreased, we haven't really been the same. We only won the playoff games since the O-line gotten bad, started deteriorating, and people started retiring and things started happening. So I think now the O-line building this young core up. You know, James Daniels doing a good job. I think he's been here for like 2-3 years for us, doing a good job. And then I just see Malu came here last year. He's a little older, but he's still pretty young to be around for the next few, like 3-4 years. And also Byron Jones last year did a great job because he first got in. I feel like we had the big game at the 180+ yard rushing game. Then we had a 200+ rushing yard game to follow it up. So when Byron Jones got in, he kind of changed a lot of things up, and his impact was felt like that. He was able to get to the next level and make those impact blocks, and we've seen an improvement of the line. But now the Steelers adding, of course, Fatanu and adding Frazier to our O-line is going to be a nice little addition. I think Fatanu is going to be a nice piece. I'm surprised he fell right there to that spot, but it's great that to see him, you know, right there. We get a guy like that who's big, agile, and who can create some like space in the second level when he's going down the field and blocking. And of course, Frazier, great pass blocker. Get our guys time, because we're gonna be playing that type of like play action pass type of style, because Russell Wilson is here and Justin Fields is here too for the future. So we're gonna be playing that style when we go out there and use the run and set up the pass. So having a pass blocker in the middle, someone could hold off those nose tackles. Not like Mason Cole did last year. Mason Cole had his moments here and there, but overall, you know, it wasn't good. We were able to do certain plays and certain looks because the push up front wasn't that strong. But getting a guy like Zach Frazier, tough guy, a hard nose player like that, like just like you watch this film, he just nasty, you know, like a nasty old lineman in a good way, you know, going out there and then like laying the hits on people and going out there and just showing toughness. I feel like he can be a stable and a leader for this line. Maurice Pouncey was very good. I think I said both of the twins' names. I think I said both of their names. Maurice Pouncey, Marquise Pouncey. Ours was Marquise Pouncey. It was one of them. It was one of the brothers. They know who they are. But I think he was like the 7-time, 8-time Pro Bowler. I think the one we had all the accolades. The other one had accolades too, but the one we had all accolades and stuff, of course. But you know, like how he was, how Pouncey was in the middle, just creating a lot of that force and a lot of that push up front, and was like a leader for the line, a leader for the locker room as well. I think Frazier has that mentality to be one of those guys that's stable in the O-line. So we're gonna see some big time changes happening to our team and see some improvement. And I think Omar Khan did a good job. You know, when Colbert was here his last few years, he kind of just was hoping that the O-line got better. He was just getting guys, trying to play, kind of being a little cheap a little bit, being a GM and just getting guys, just signing guys and hoping they change. And like we got Kendrick Green, and he switched him to center and all type of things that was happening. But Omar coming out there and actually, just fix the O-line. Last year, adding those pieces he had with Malu, adding him to the roster, Ryder Jones as well. And then this year, said we're going to get Frazier. We're also going to get Fatanu, and we're going to get McCormick as well, another guard like that to add that depth up front and add those pieces. Heard big last year as well. So he went out there and added those pieces and guaranteed, hey, we're going to go out there and change it and fix it and actually approach it. So I think we can go out there and be special, because last year Najee rushed for 1,000+ yards. Jalen Warren rushed for 700+ yards and had like over 1,000 yards of scrimmage. And you look at our offense, our offense scored 17 points per game. Our defense only allowed 19 points per game. Only 19 points per game. We had a lot of yardage giving up, some yardage that got up, like the passing yardage and the rushing yardage. Sometimes we allowed up some big yardage, but we played bend but don't break. So like when they got to the end zone, they didn't really score that much. We only allowed 19 points per game, which is good. But our offense only scored 17 points. So we can try to like build the front up and try to win the line of scrimmage and control the pace with this defense playing like this. And our defense has gotten better too. We add some more guys to the roster, like Patrick Queen, drafting Peyton Wilson, adding Deshaun Elliott as safety. So we adding these different pieces and guys getting healthy as well. I think the defense should be even better. Should be around that mark of 18 and 19, getting a lot of turnovers like they usually do, of course. And also, if we can just control the pace of the game and we just go out there and score 23 points, but run the football for 150+ rushing yards a game, I think we can go out there and win 12, 13 games like that. So hopefully the Steelers can kind of like switch to that style, but we're going to see what happens in the upcoming weeks. Courtland Sutton. There's a rumor going around Courtland Sutton. The Steelers went out there and said the Steelers and Rams were two teams that went out there and called the Broncos about Courtland Sutton. As you know, Courtland Sutton has $2 million left on his guaranteed contract, and he also has $13 million cap hit over the next 2 years. So it's not nothing like too crazy, but the Broncos could use it to free some space for some of the draft stuff, so it won't be even more in the hole than they're already in. So we could see the Broncos maybe moving on, but I think most likely they probably keep him. But they did draft Troy Franklin. They have some guys there. They're still kind of in the rebuilding stage, so I don't know if they can keep Courtland Sutton or not. He's 28. He's about to turn 29 years old, and I think he just turned 29 a little while ago. So he's like 28, 29, around that range. A little older, but he's very productive. He made a lot of big-time plays last year. Haven't had 1,000 yards since his second season in the league, but he's been 800, 900+ yards. Had some injuries, of course, but if the Steelers was to go out there and trade for him, I think it'd probably require maybe a 5th-round pick. If you get in the bidding war with somebody, it'd probably be like a 4th maybe. But I think overall, getting the Courtland Sutton to the team wouldn't be bad, especially when us drafting Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson can play the slot, like I mentioned before. He's very quick and shifty. He played the slot at Michigan occasionally here and there, and he played on the outside as well. So getting him in the slot, having George Pickens on the outside as your X, and then you have, of course, Courtland Sutton playing on the other side too, on the outside. I think those guys could be a nice little trio with the addition, of course, Van Jefferson using his speed, and Cordell Patterson, another guy I keep forgetting to be having on the team as well, who can play. I think he played running back. He played all positions really, except for O-line. On offense, he played almost everything. So I think a guy like that been a Swiss Army knife for you, going around and doing things where you can help out a lot. So we'll see what the Steelers do. I don't know if Courtland Sutton will be coming here. I don't know if the Steelers will make a trade. I know McFadden, as you know, the former cornerback for the Steelers, he mentioned that Omar Khan is working on making a splash for a playmaker. I don't know what his source is, so he just talked to him directly. I don't know if that splash playmaker is. Some people think it's Hunter Renfrow, which would be good too as well. But I feel like we already got somebody like in that, and Roman Wilson. And I don't know if the splash playmaker is Tyler Boyd or if it's making a trade for Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel. I don't know what it is exactly, but I think with Omar Khan's track record, what he's been doing the past 2 years, it's gonna be something special. So you guys gotta wait and see on what the Steelers do. I'm waiting to see just like you guys, but that's all I got for the video today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.